What's up, guys? Welcome back from the Team Solemn Circus live video. Today we're going over Purrely. This deck has gotten a little bit of support by reprints in the form of the Rated Collection 2. We see Happiness, or I guess we should say Beauty, and the Purrely being reprinted, which is very nice. The deck hasn't changed very much. Off the ban list, we have now 2 Delicious. We also have 2 Sleepy, so I guess we're getting bumped up by 1. But the deck is still really nice. It has some good matchups against like Tempai, stuff like that. And really good against Melodious, being able to shuffle back those cards if it goes first. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel a lot. We're on the road to 10K here. A little bit of a flick of the cards. Oh no, you see that I play Purrely. But yeah, diving on in. We're going to start off with the 3 Purrely. This is our white cat. We want to see this as most often. We whiff the most with this card, but bumping up every one of those cards we can, playing 2 Delicious definitely helps out the deck a lot. Therefore, we can get more of it. We're going to play 2 Purrely. This is the exact same thing we were playing before the ban list. Fun fact, when this ban list dropped, we actually had updated a Purrely list right before it. So the last list that we had was playing only 1 Delicious on the same day the ban list came out. Kind of unfortunate, but now we are playing still the 2. You don't always want to brick on these. The 5 ratio is kind of perfect. You see my friend a lot, and you see the street as well. You never want to really searching for the Yeep, because you can always have the Sleepy access go up into it within Baby Noir, which is good, multiple drops. That's it for your main Purrely monsters. We don't have a third, unfortunately, but we do have Triple Street. So this card helps out the deck a lot, especially when you're playing against like Princess in those fire type decks. It's kind of good against also the copies of Fenrir and stuff like that we sometimes see those Tenpai players going first playing. It's really good at Unchained as well, which is getting a little bit more popularity. And unfortunately, it doesn't protect from the bounce of the Melodious deck, but it's just still really good regardless. Then we are playing the triple copies of My Friend Purrely. Obviously, you want to be paying 5 to search. Not much to say about those. And then we are playing for the memories. We're playing the triple Purrely Happy, triple Pretty, double Sleepy, double Delicious, and the 1 copy of Yeep. So you're maxing out your searches here. No big shocker. Obviously, you are playing, unfortunately, missing 1 and 1, but it doesn't really hurt the deck as much as you thought, because we are getting +1 of these now, which is really nice. You only really need 1 Yeep. You can have to use this card correctly, being able to set it off the Baby Noir, activating the effect, summon up the Noir, and a lot of times you're going to be winning the games there. If you do it in the grind game, don't forget the graveyard effect that you can banish just to put back your doubles. So that's kind of important when you only play 2 of these. You normally want to shuffle back 1 of them to be able to get another one there. But yeah, that's really it for the Purrely main part of the deck. The rest of it's going to be the non-engine part of the deck, which I want to be mentioning to you guys. We're not playing any of the discard engine. We are playing the triple prosperity because we want to be able to dig and choose the cards we want to see the most. We're also not playing any of the sprite engine. So instead, we are playing the maximum hand traps that we can. We're playing the triple Ash Blossom, triple copies of Veiler, triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Talents, and the triple copies of Imperm. So you can see there's a little bit of mix of the board breakers alongside the hand traps. We don't want to play copies of Desires and stuff like that, or not Desires, but of Dark Ruler No More and Evenly and stuff like that, because a lot of the times we are not going to be able to use those cards. We want to be able to minimize the combos that they're making by hitting them with those hand traps. And if we open up doubles or the ones we don't need, like if you see 2 copies of Talents, you can actually activate any of the Purrely spells, discarding that card to kind of get that resource grind, which I think is just more important to see those cards that are always going to be useful compared to those discard cards that let you maybe get another +1. Like a lot of times you're going to be getting a +2 off the Noir regardless. So that's kind of why we want to do it. We want to maximize the consistency of the deck. Now for the extra deck, very basic. We're playing the 2 Purrely Noirs. Very much, Cashier's target if they want to rip it. We are only playing the 1 E Purrely Noir, which means that if you are playing versus Cash and they go first, they will rip the E Purrely Noir. That doesn't really justify playing 2 of it, so we're still sticking to 1. The double copies of Happiness, double copies of Beauty, and the double copies of Plump. We're playing double Plump now because Delicious is at 2. A lot of times this can be a nice little board breaker to actually go up into your Noir. Now for the rest of the deck, we're playing the Leerless, Solemn Nightingale alongside the Downer Magician and the Zeus. Plump is also a nice little Zeus target that we can make as well. Being able to suck up those cards, attack, and then make a Zeus. That's a thick, chunky boy. But a lot of times you just want to be able to swing for quickly. So you go for Nightingale, Downer to Zeus if you're playing as a trap deck and stuff like that, which can come up significantly. And then we are playing the 1 copy of Typhon for our last XYZ. This is just a lot of times if you end up getting a huge board on the field, and they haven't actually haven't used a Flame Bird, they just have it on the field, you can just summon one body, smack down the Typhon, and all of a sudden they can't Flame Bird, so you can just actually bounce it or something like that. Be able to beat over those cards is really nice. They kind of have to be forced to then activate the field spell, summon it out there, and it's like, okay, well then play around this stuff, which they will do a lot, like going into SP, but then you're forcing it out, which feels really nice. And then for the last two cards, you're playing the Anima alongside the SP Little Knight. So like these two cards are the kind of the flex spots of the deck. I was thinking of playing the IP instead of this, but the reason why I chose to play a Relinquished Anima is because you can actually, like, not just sometimes if they play badly and they put into the zone, you can summon it out and steal the monster, but it is going to be a one card that lets you go into the SP Little Knight. So that's what also helps out the deck a lot. You know, if you can steal the card, it's obviously a plus. And then linking into SP Little Knight just feels absolutely just free, getting that banish on the field. That's really it for the deck profile. There's not much to explain. You know, Purrely is a very simple, basic deck that kind of been already solved. You can play different cards if you want to. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think we should change in the deck. Shouts to Alex as well for featuring this deck. You know, he'll be the player playing it tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to see more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.